Welcome to the ParentLife Podcast. My name is Jason Stanland, and I'm the middle school pastor here at Fruit Cove Baptist Church. This is a weekly resource for parents who are trying to raise godly children. Every week we address a different topic. Today I've got Neil and Kelly Muniz joining us for another episode, and it's really good to have you. Neil is actually our sports life pastor here at the church, and this is your first episode getting to come on. And of course, we brought your wife Kelly for the parenting conversation. So thank you so much for being with us this week. So today we're going to talk about a topic that's really important to me as a pastor, but I know for you guys as well, and that's doing ministry as a family. I'm big into having my kids with me. My wife is there participating in ministry, and even when I was looking for a wife way back in seminary days, like all the other seminary guys were doing, I wanted a woman who was going to serve in ministry alongside me. That was just very important for me. So, as sports life pastor, you're busy most of the weekends. You come up here to the church, and Saturday morning, you're going to be busy either in the gym or on the back field. You're going to be out there. You're going to be running concessions. Your kids are going to be doing concessions. So if you come up to our church, your family is kind of like in full motion on a Saturday or something for upwards. So how many years have you guys been coordinating sports life ministries?
It's been about 17 years. We did about 10 years in Miami at our previous church, and about 7 coming up on 7.
That's awesome, 7 years.
Yeah.
All right, now how old are your kids? The oldest one?
Yeah, oldest is 16.
So you've been doing ministry longer than kids,
yeah.
Okay? And so the kids have been a part of the ministry the whole time, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so through the various different years that you've participated, what does that look like? So let's go with, what are some ways that your kids have served alongside of you at the various stages?
Yeah, so in the beginning, when they were little, they were just around. You know, you're talking about a toddler or babies. They're just there.
Not much they can contribute,
not much
right?
They can contribute,
well, they
except
contribute smiles.
Right, yeah.
I was going to say,
And they elicit help, because when you're nursing and trying to take a registration, you get a little more help.
Right.
People are like, hey, you're doing a lot. Can I help you? Sure, have a seat.
Yeah, and I always notice that whenever I've got my little kids with me, you know, they're adorable, and so people will come up and talk to you more,
right.
And so you can engage in conversations and things like that. So as they've gotten older, what are some different things that you've done for them? Like, how have you employed their use? Let's say at elementary, what were some of the things when Zach and Isaac hit elementary age, and you're like, oh, good, we've got some bigger hands that can do things. What were some things that you had them do?
Yeah, I mean, from moving chairs to picking up basketballs and footballs,
Mm-hmm.
all those little tasks that they could do. Picking up cones at the end of an evaluation day.
And putting them out. They knew exactly where the pylons went, and they unwrapped countless basketballs and footballs and soccer balls.
Right.
Awards nights. Mm-hmm. They would put the signs out. I mean, there's just always something that they could do.
Well, and because you guys were doing this as a family alongside of each other, what was that experience like? Let's say it's awards night, and one of them is unwrapping gifts, the other one is like getting basketballs and shirts and jerseys and placards and all that stuff, and you're getting your stuff ready to go. What was that like, just getting to do that as a family?
It was a blessing for sure. It was also chaotic.
Yeah.
There's always something going on.
What do you mean it's not perfect all the time?
Definitely not perfect. But definitely neat when you could slow down enough and pay attention to what God was up to. Mm-hmm. You know, it was neat to see what he was doing through all that chaos. Mm-hmm. But then at the end of the day, when we kind of unwind and be talking about it all tired in bed.
Yeah, right.
Praise God for having the kids and doing it all together.
It was interesting watching them too, because, you know, like you said, there's not much that they can physically do. I mean, they can, but I remember telling them, you know, your job is to go play on the playground and be kind, or, you know, be like Jesus, or make a friend. That kid doesn't have any friends out there, or they're new. So they're getting to do those kinds of things, which are very important to learn at a young age.
That's true.
So it's just different.
Yeah, you're setting up their mindset at the young age for what they can do more at a later age, and we'll talk some more about that for sure. But all right, so as a pastor, as a minister, why is doing family ministry together so special to you, in your opinion?
Well, for a number of reasons. One is just as you try to parent your child, it shows them that our world doesn't revolve 100% just around them. You know, so they're seeing you go out there, do stuff, put hours in for others, and for some that many that don't even come to the church. You know, they're strangers to their eyes. So that's neat for their relationship with us to kind of mature as it's gone over the years, and they're realizing more and more, like, yeah, this world is not all about me. And it's not all about my little church and my little world. There's others out there. So it's almost like opening the eyes, almost like when you go on a mission trip. It's an opening of the eyes for them that the world's big.
So it's a growth piece then. Do you think your kids would have learned the concept of serving others had they not done ministry together as a family?
Not nearly as good, I don't
Well,
think.
I mean, we learned it because we did it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's possible.
No doubt.
Right.
So there's no excuse, no reason like, oh, well, I wasn't brought up that way, I can't. No, we can. And our kids will just see it. They've seen us be able to accomplish a lot more when we're working together. We're set up earlier than we used to be. It's faster because they have their own muscles they can use. And, so some of that, they're realizing it, they're seeing it and noticing those kinds of things.
Now, Kelly, they've started hitting teenage years, and I remember whenever we first got here, like 5-6 years ago, all of our kids were much younger, and I remember seeing them participate in the sports leagues and stuff, but now they're more serving in the leagues. So what are some of the different areas that the guys and the girls serve at, and what are some lessons that are coming out of that for them?
Well, they all serve in doing concessions, because if you leave the little ones out, that's not cool either. They want to be a part of it just as much. It's fun for them. Zachary and Isaac have aged completely out, well, except for football. But they've aged out of basketball. And now this year, Abigail aged out of basketball. So now it's like, oh, I have one more.
Yeah.
But Abigail's helped referee. The boys are always out there, helping out with coaches. Hey, we need some more help wrangling these little guys. Can you guys get out there? Or they're just putting out pylons and blowing up balls or whatever.
They're just serving, and it's behind the scenes, so it doesn't come with a lot of praise and stuff like that. So there's good lessons there as well, right?
Yeah.
Because then they don't have to say again, the world's about me and the applause. So what are some ways that your family has grown spiritually, but also just intimately and in your relationships by doing ministry together as a family?
It helps us to learn how to deal when you're around each other so much. You can't just get away. So we've learned how to lean on the church answer, unfortunately, but learn how to lean on Jesus when things are not going great in the service, whatever that might look like. So as an example, if we're doing football evaluations and it looks like it's going to rain, and I'm a little stressed out about it, we're learning how do we deal with Dad when we need all this done, but he's a little stressed out.
Move faster.
Faster. Gotcha. So then let's say the kids are feeling it, right? They're feeling the stress. They're feeling the difficulty of getting something done in a way of excellence, but also that's on time. And let's say they begin, feel the stress. What does that look like, and what are the lessons you guys have learned as a family?
Yeah, but mainly we tell them, hey, take a deep breath. Let's talk to the Lord about this, And I'm trying to think when the last time that kind of happened, but I recall, having to just tell them, hey, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Go get a drink of water, sit down for a minute, breathe, and then come back when you're ready.
Yeah.
That's right. So if a family is listening or watching this right now and they're saying, hey, we'd like to do some service or ministry together as a family, you got your Upward Sports shirt on. So what would that look like if someone's interested in serving and they wanted to reach out and talk about sports life? What are some opportunities that, as a family, they could participate in?
Yeah, there's no doubt the easy ones are with the evaluations. You're talking about, like a 2-hour commitment, one time and done, and serve, maybe running some drills or something for the evaluations or at the sizing table. Then there's kind of next level would be maybe refereeing on a Saturday, where I've had a number of, parent and child come out and referee together, and that's kind of neat.
That's cool.
Coaching, another next level. It's a commitment during the week and on Saturday. But I've seen that happen numerous times, and it's just a neat way to see how that relationship changes a little bit when you have a parent and a child refereeing or coaching together.
Yeah. And there's definitely a lot of families I've noticed out on the field where you've got dad and an older son are out on the field, and then they've got another younger son or something like that who's on the team or something like that, or a mother-daughter working. And I know your girls have helped with cheer or something like that in the past, and so there's tons of opportunities.
Tons.
There's even the opportunity of serving just by playing. If you go into that team with that mindset of, we are here to serve this team, and how can we pray for this team? What can we do for the team? How can we be sure that everybody's included? How can we plan something outside of Upward that the kids can just get together and play? Take those moments to be intentional, and then it's not even costing you anything extra time-wise. Time is important. So minister and serve together where you're already at.
Yeah.
Don't make life extra difficult.
Yeah, just use the opportunities that God has already put you in for the sake of the gospel. And I think that's important for us as parents to remember, is that wherever God puts you, that's your mission field.
Absolutely.
And so whether it's in sports life or serving in our kids ministry or wherever that may be, or in the community, if you're doing Little League baseball or something, it's not even a part of our church. Hey, God has put you there to serve you and your family together. So thank you again to the Munizes for coming and joining us today. I hope this has kind of given you some real practical examples of what it might look like for you and your family to serve together. Sports life is obviously a great opportunity where that can happen, but we need greeters where parents can do this together with their kids. We've got a dad-son combo who do that. Music ministry is another opportunity where they can serve together. So if you have any questions about our ministry at Fruit Cove Baptist Church, you of course can go to fruitcove.com. We would encourage you to find an opportunity to serve the Lord in a capacity here at our local church and in our community. And if you'd like to interact with our PodLife podcast, we'd love for you to email us at ParentLife@fruitcove.com. And of course, we'll see you next week. And thank you so much for joining us.